pretty well done. I got things cleaned up around the property. I got washed up in the back porch, got my boots pulled off, and got my moccasins on. I'm ready to have a little fun with you in the kitchen. Normally we're not going to know what we're going to do, but today we're going to do some onions. I'm L.J. Martin, and I'd like to welcome you to the kitchen at Wolfpack Ranch. We normally, like I say, normally don't know exactly what I'm going to do until I take a peek in the pantry, but I had to kind of plan this one today. I've been promising you a visit to some of the wonderful food processors and farmers and ranchers that I've worked with over the years. And today we're going to visit Gill's onions, and we're going to do a whole lots of wonderful recipes with the lowly onion, as some people refer to it. I think it's a Regal vegetable, and we're going to have a great deal of fun messing with it. So don't you dare go away. I'll be right back. Okay, this is the day we're going to have some fun with some onions. We got some beautiful yellow onions. We got a beautiful red onion. Nothing I like better than a summer salad with nice just sliced red onions. When you got wonderful tomatoes that actually taste like tomatoes, and fabulous avocados. We're going to do a show on avocados because I got to visit Mission Avocado down south, as well as visiting Gill onions. Let me show you a little bit about Gill right now. Okay, I'm here with Steve Gill and Sergio Noriega. We're in the heart of Oxnard at Gill's Onion. Steve, have you been in this business for a long time?
Yeah, I've been in the business for over 20 years.
Really? And Sergio, you're responsible for getting rid of them after they get packed up?
Yeah, sure. I cover the Southwest Territory, and I've been with Gill's for about 3 years now. Oh, that's right.
I got my fryer out, deep fryer. Now you don't have to have a fancy deep fryer. I happen to like this one. It's got a variety of baskets, and it's got a temperature setting, which I think is the most important thing. If you do these dishes on your stove, it's good to have a thermometer so you can make sure that that this deep frying medium, in this case I'm using canola oil. Peanut oil is good. There's lots of good oils you can use. You want to get something that's got it stands a pretty high temperature, however. They can be done just as well on the stove top. Like I said, you need to have something to gauge the temperature. It helps a whole bunch anyway. We're going to do some breaded onion rings. We're going to do them a little bit different. We're going to try to sneak in a couple more dishes before we run out of time here. We've been doing a lot. I'm gonna have to do some fancy editing and get them all to fit in probably. But we'll do that. And right now I'm gonna get prepared. I'm gonna sneak away for just a second. I'll be right back. Okay, I got all my ducks in the proverbial row here, I think. I've got a quarter cup of wonderful breadcrumbs here, just plain old breadcrumbs. I've got a half a cup and a tablespoon of all-purpose flour. I got one slightly beaten egg. I got a tablespoon of oil. I got a teaspoon of salt. I've got about a teaspoon of garlic powder and about a little more than a half a teaspoon of lemon pepper, just because I like lemon pepper. You don't need it if you don't want to. I got my onions cut up in 1/4-inch pieces. Now we're gonna go. Okay, there's the milk, the eggs, egg, I should say, singular, and the oil. Now we're just gonna kind of mix this up a little bit. And we're going to add our other ingredients. There's the cracker crumbs. There's the flour. Here's the lemon pepper. There's the garlic powder. Everything's better with the garlic powder. It might burn a little bit if you leave them in there too long. So when they get nice and golden brown, get them out of there. We're going to mix this guy all up. And we got us a batter. Now you can do this with a beer batter too if you're not disenchanted about cooking with booze, and it makes a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful dish this way. Okay, I gotta get some paper towels to set these on after we get them cooked up. There's a little paper towel to soak up the extra. All right, let's get our onions over there and our batter over there. We're gonna dip this batter in and get these onions in there in a hurry. We're not gonna crowd them. We're gonna leave them kind of apart a little bit. We got our oil, by the way, at 375 degrees, which is proper for this particular dish. Here we go. There they go. They are going to be beautiful and golden brown in just a few heartbeats here. Woo-hoo. Y'all is a pretty. I love fried food. Rotate these around, turn them over, make sure they're golden on all sides. Then we're going to get them out of there. We might just put a little salt on them. If we want to get fancy, you can put a little barbecue salt on them. That's a nice little trick too when you're doing onion rings. Okay, they've only been in there a minute and a half maybe, something like that. And I think they're ready to come out before they get too dark. Now because we use the breadcrumbs on these, they're going to stay crunchy a little longer than other onion rings might. You can leave them out a little longer. You can throw them in and reheat them. Is that gorgeous or what? A little bit of that lemon pepper shows up and it gives it a little different look. You know that there's some spice on there of some kind. That's kind of nice. Okay, I'm going to clean up here real quick, then we're going to do some onion soup. Don't go away. Okay, I'm ready to rock and roll into some little onion soup. Onion. We're going to have a little fun doing it. I got a couple of beautiful little crocks here that I can put in the oven. They're oven proof. I got one egg, and that's just to make a little egg wash to dust the top of this puff pastry that I have, that I'm going to, frozen puff pastry that I picked up. Easy to do. I've tried to make puff pastry and have made it, but not nearly as easily as I do when I just unfold it out of one of those frozen puff pastry things. I got a couple of cups of hot water that have been dissolving a couple of bouillon cubes. I have a cup of nice onions, a little generous cup. I've got a little wonderful sherry here. Now you don't have to use the sherry. If you don't use the sherry, just add another 1/4 cup or half a cup of beef bouillon to your dish. I have a full teaspoon of nice ground black pepper, and I got a 1/4 cube of butter. We're going to heat this fire up. I've also got a little nutmeg over here for a little fresh nutmeg on this little jewel that adds an interesting flavor to it. If you don't like nutmeg particularly, don't use it. Okay, we're going to warm this guy up. We're going to drop our 1/4 cube of butter in there, and then we're going to braise these onions just a little bit with the pepper. I've got a I've got a wonderful little tea maker here that I use instead of tying up and making a little spice package for spices that I want to be in a liquid dish like this, but that I don't want us to have to bite on. I need to rinse this. Okay, now in this little guy, I'm going to put a couple of bay leaves. Got my butter going. Let's dump these little guys in there. I've also got a little thyme and a little basil here. I've got about a half a teaspoon of these nice basil leaves. And when we get that going as a liquid, then we're going to drop this little guy in and just let it steep in there and cook for a little bit. Get these onions softened a little bit and browned a little bit. Coming along beautifully. About ready to throw some of this beef bouillon in there. Now a lot of recipes call to make this with chicken. I like it to have a little richer flavor than that. Consequently, the beef bouillon and the beautiful wine, this wonderful sherry. Sherry is pretty classic French in this recipe. But there are recipes that don't call for any sherry. I just think it gives a nice little bitty bite to it. We are about to have brown onions here. You can use yellow onions for this. I happen to like the whites. They got a little more bite to them. This particular onion did. But yellows are wonderful too. Don't worry about you even can use the sweet ones. I mean, if you don't like any bite to your onion soup, use the beautiful Vidalias or beautiful Washington sweets from our neighbors over in Washington, Oregon. We're about there. I'm going to have to roll this out just a little bit, I think. No, I don't. It'll work just the way it is. Okay. Don't want to get too much brown on them because the browning does add some flavor to them for sure. That's enough. This will add a little color to it too. And certainly a little flavor with those wonderful beef bouillon cubes. I say they're wonderful. A lot of cooks don't use them, but I love them. There goes my half cup of sherry. There goes my teaspoon of pepper. This egg is going to go as an egg wash on the top. Let's see if we can grab a little knife and make these nice little pieces of bread of puff pastry here fit. And that will fit nicely. We're not going to need those lids. Here we go. Here we go. I'm going to do these in a 425 degree oven. Just long enough to cook this puff pastry, which will be 25 minutes, and we're really cooking the onion soup here as we go. I'm gonna top this soup with a little Gruyere, beautiful French cheese, and then we're going to put a little bit of it on top, just so it browns nicely, and it might be real dark brown, but it'll be good anyway. After I wash it in that little egg wash. It should help keep it just a beautiful brown. All we want to do is get these little onions. There's my bay leaf in there, by the way. Let that cook. I'm going to lower it down a little bit. Just down to a center. I'm going to cover it as well as I can. Actually, I can just throw that whole thing in there. There you go. It won't cook, it's metal. Okay, I'm going to take a little quick break, freshen my tea up, and I'll be right back. Okay, while this is finishing up, making soup out of it, I'm going to grate just a little bit of this Gruyere. Knock it down so it will top. It's like maybe half a cup or so is going to do the job. Oh, that's 3/4 of a cup maybe. Thereabouts. I better check, make sure this is okay. It's okay. Alrighty. I think we got soup. Not put my thyme in there yet, I don't think. In this one, just a quarter teaspoon of thyme. I'm going to put some cheese on or a little bit of nutmeg on until I dip this up, which we might as well do. Okay. I just happen to have a wee ladle here. Okay, we got some soup. We got a nice shot of Gruyere. Okay, we're gonna put a little fresh nutmeg in it. Boom, 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 boom. That's just a few little scrapes. We have a puff pastry, and in its 425-degree oven. I'll be right back when this is beautiful, puffed up and brown. Goes, and while that's going on, we're going to take this little egg, tablespoon of water, and when that gets to cooking, gets along about 15 of those 25 minutes, we're going to brush the top of it so it's beautiful and golden. Here we go. That's going to be gorgeous. Be right back when it's done. Okay, we're there, time-wise anyway. Let's take a little peek, see what this guy looks like. Uh-oh. Well, I forgot to top this with the cheese, but if that's not pretty, I don't know what it is. It's absolutely knocked down gorgeous. Got my spoon. Okay, got me a little spoon here. Let's just see if it's any good. How fun. How fun is that? gonna top it with a little Gruyere, but I didn't get it done. But there's gonna be plenty of it inside. That's hot. But what a wonderful bouquet it's got coming off of it. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful odor. Okay, I'm gonna sneak away. I'll be back in a second. Don't you go away. I'm gonna sneak some more bites too. Fun. Hey, okay, we got time for one more quickie, I think, so I'm going to jump right on this little guy. We're going to do some Parmesan onion puffs. They're kind of fun. They're great for a party. I've got a 1/4 cup of mayonnaise. I got about 1/8 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper to give them a little pop. I got a 1/2 cup of beautiful Parmesan here. This is just the stuff that comes in the package at the market. There's nothing to it. We need to mince these onions up while we're doing that. Most of these recipes call for you to cut these and toast them nicely in the oven. That's good. I want to put them in the toaster. That's a lot easier. I don't have to worry about burning them. Not that I would have to burn anything. But we do get busy. Most of us have other things to do in our life. And it's no fun to come back and have the kitchen smell like burnt toast. Not one of my favorite little endeavors. Okay. That little guy, there's a tablespoon. A nice full tablespoon of diced onions. 1/4 cup of mayo. Tablespoon of onions. There comes our bread popping up. 1/2 cup of Parmesan. Brings back fond memories, that Parmesan, because Kat and I were in Parma, Italy. That's not quite toasted enough for me. I'm going to roll her over and do it again while I'm mixing this up. Now, also these little bread rounds are about 1.5 inches. Call for a nice 1.5 inch cookie cutter normally. Or in my case, I went and found a nice aperitif glass. That seems to do the job. This will do about 5 pieces of bread. The recipe I gave you here will do about 5 pieces of bread. And there, that's nice. And at 4 rounds to the piece, that's 20 little Parmesan puffs, Parmesan onion puffs. Okay, one more time. By the way, most of these recipes also call for white bread. I'm not much of a white bread guy. You know, I hate to waste the chewing time on something that's not going to do me a whole lot of good health-wise, and I don't think white bread does you a whole lot of good health-wise. We've got a little cookie pan here. We've got a preheated oven at 400 degrees. Little cookie flat, cookie sheet, whatever you want to call it. We're going to put just about so much, and your company will think that you are one fancy cook. Okay, in the oven they go for about 6 minutes. Put that rack up high, by the way, so it's going to work fine. I'm going to clean up a little bit. I'll be right back. Okay, let's see what we got here. Those are pretty nice. You might want to let them get just a little bit more brown. Are they pretty or what? I don't know whether I dare try one of these guys because they're pretty hot. That make anybody happy. That's fun. It's been great having you here at kitchen at Wolfpack Ranch. Love to have you come back any old time. Watch for us. We'll be around. We're gonna. I'm gonna attack this kitchen before my wife comes in here and thinks the cyclone hit it, and clean up a little bit. You take good care of yourself. Hugs to you and your family from Kat and I. Tell everybody you love them. See you soon.